All right, welcome to the barbecue. How you feeling?
Thank you. I'm feeling pretty good, man. Blessed on this Sunday. Like I said, it's the holiday season, so I just try to be real thankful this time of the year, especially like there's a few days now from New Year, so it's been a crazy year. So I'm feeling real thankful that we made it this far. You know what I'm saying? How y'all feeling?
I can't complain. The year has been pretty crazy, but all in all, we still here, so that's cool.
Right. That's what I say, man. And all we can do is look forward to hopefully making 2021 even better. So.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
My name is Derik, of course, but everybody call me Lil Derik, even on my hat, wrong side. Lil Derik on the hat, you know.
Oh, okay. So you excited basketball is back then, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, definitely. It wasn't even much of a break, which was the good thing this year, but it's a bad thing at the same time. Like, we did our fantasy basketball draft, probably, what was that? We did it last Sunday. So, the season started on Tuesday. So, I already knew things was gonna be a little rocky. It's probably gonna be more injuries this year and stuff like that. Like Anthony Davis already not playing tonight against Minnesota, so that kind of
injury. Yeah.
I don't got him on my team, but I do got James Harden on my team, who been tripping out here out in the strip club and everything. So kind of but I definitely was intrigued for this year. I think the Lakers gonna two-peat, of course. I think the Lakers gonna win every year. You know what I'm saying?
I got the Clippers.
Oh, you got the Clippers getting it? Oh, man. You thought they was gonna win last year?
I did. I was very upset. I don't even want to talk about that.
Man.
Going along with basketball, I noticed that your last project, the cover art, was you had your head on Kobe Bryant. So can you kind of tell me about like that project and why you chose that cover art, and then kind of track by track if you would like to.
Okay. So for starters, I dropped part one of the tape is Tales of a 90s Baby, part two for those who haven't heard it. Initially the project was probably gonna be like 24 tracks or something like that. So me and my homie from Chicago, 96 Chris, we was talking out there and everything, because he really kind of not necessarily A&R at the project, but like he was one of the people that I was sending every song that I was making in the process, because I started making that tape in 2018 really. I started making it after I dropped Huey versus Riley, so it was just about a year and a half long of me making the project and everything. And we both kind of agreed that like nobody really wants to sit and listen to an album that's 24 songs. Like that's just like, I don't know. We kind of live in a microwave generation, and they want people. I'm not Drake or J. Cole or none of these artists. You know, Drake, his last couple albums were like 20 songs. And even me being a big Drake fan, like I had to listen to one half, and then the next day I listened to the other half, just because you kind of get burnt out listening to that same artist over and over again, with music being so accessible in the streaming era especially. So what I went ahead and did, we went ahead and agreed like, okay, bet I'll cut it. I'll make it like 14 songs, and I'm gonna make it a 2-part project. I'm gonna drop both projects. My initial plan was to drop the first one January 10th, which is my birthday. And then I was gonna drop, and that ended up being the intro for the tape for part one. I was gonna drop part two probably in the summer. In around July, I was thinking really give it about a 6-month cushion and then drop the next part. So, long story short, deadlines wasn't gonna be met for me to drop it and do my proper rollout that I wanted to do on January 10th. So I decided, okay, 24, that's my favorite number. You know, shout out Kobe. I'm going to drop it on the 24th. I dropped part one on the 24th, and on that cover, it's shout out to my anime fans. Big shout out to them. My favorite anime character, period, is Vegeta. So I put my head on Vegeta body for that part. I lied to just being a 90s. I was born in 98, but I still consider myself a 90s baby. So shout out to everybody born in the 90s especially. But so I went ahead and did that. We dropped that project. 2 days later, it felt like my world crashed down really, and Kobe died, unfortunately. So RIP to the GOAT, man. But so when that happened, I knew like part 2, I had a song on part 1 called Black Mamba. So I was like, boom, you know, that was like my Kobe song. It was ironic that like the world got a chance to hear it on the 24th, and 2 days later, you know, some people, that was probably their first day getting to listen to the tape on the 26th. I dropped on a Friday, Kobe died on a Sunday. I'm never gonna forget that stuff in my life now, just because Kobe was such a big influence to me. So that's why I started thinking, and I was like, immediately I kind of knew like that was the picture I wanted to emulate for part 2, because I really didn't know what I wanted my cover to be for part 2 yet. But the picture with him with the his hands on his chest, the basketball right bomb. So I knew I kind of wanted to do something like that to pay tribute to him. So my whole idea was like, okay, I'm gonna put the mic in my hand on my chest, you know what I'm saying? Still have the basketball by me. We more or less gonna Photoshop that picture together to pay homage to Kobe. Then with all of the craziness that was going on in the world, like, of course, in January, I couldn't predict a pandemic was about to come. And Corona came, kind of affected my income and everything a little bit. So I was like, okay, it's not like I told anybody yet that I was gonna drop in July or anything like that. And then come all protests and everything started happening, things like that. So I kind of started thinking like, do I want to edit the project a little bit? Because I pretty much knew what my track list was gonna be. It was just a few more songs I needed to record. So all the things that was going on in the world with all the protests and stuff that I participated in, I started thinking like, do I want to change some of the tracks? I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just push the tape back to 8/24, Kobe Day. It's an official holiday in LA, a day after Kobe's birthday. So it just all coincides so well, and I don't know, it seemed like everything happened for a reason, where like I wasn't gonna be able, I could have rushed it out and got it out in July, but I'm not trying to rush anything at this point. I really tried my best to take my time on stuff. So I wanted to take my time, and it ended up coming out on August 24th, 8/24 with the Kobe cover. So it was just that much more significant to do it on that day, the first Kobe Day after Kobe passes. Lakers end up playing that day, go up 24-8 on the Trailblazers. Like, this stuff that I couldn't even imagine would be happening on the day I'm dropping my tape, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, that was just a big highlight to one of my major influences, because when it comes to that Mamba mentality, like when he really explained just what it is, you know what I'm saying? It's about going hard, and you gotta going so hard, and then at the same time realizing that everything not always gonna work out in your favor, you know what I'm saying? But if you went out there and gave your best, and you do the best that you can, that's all you can really do. So that's one thing that I really peeped from Kobe too. When he retired, I could see that Mamba mentality was still in him, and everything that he did as far as writing novels and directing things, you know what I'm saying? He had his podcast and all of that stuff. You could see that he accepted his place. He wasn't tripping off of what, you know, where they put him in the top 5, top 3, all of this different stuff. All he knew is that, look, I gave 20 years to the game. I went my hardest, and I can leave it at that, and I can be satisfied because I know, like, I did the best I could do. There's nothing else that he could really do to have gotten that 6th ring or anything like that. So he never dwelled on any of that. So I really try to put that into my music too, where like I don't never have to be J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to be them. As long as I go my hardest, then I know, hey, wherever I land at is where I'm supposed to be at, really, because I know I gave my all in this. So,
as far as with Since Day Zero,
okay.
I realized that in the title it says late. I think it says late night thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there a possibility that there will be a sequel to this? That's like, you know.
Yeah. That is what I'm thinking about doing. I'm not settled on it yet, but it's really what 9 times out of 10 is gonna happen is that it's gonna be a continuation since I want to drop a series of EPs throughout this year, and I got 2 more planned out right now. That's what I really wanted to do with my rollout for part 2 of Tales of a 90s Baby. That's why I did like 8 days of Kobe, because I wanted to, and I posted like a picture of Kobe and Shaq on that day. Shout out my engineer and all the producers that worked with me on the tape, because the tape doesn't come out sounding as good as it does without my engineer, who always been going hard for me. And he teach me a lot. And then my producers who really like it. I'm not saying it's hard to find beats that I like or anything like that, but like they effortlessly give me beats that I fall in love with and can write the stuff I write too. So the next one might be I guess people can hear it first. I'm dropping something for Valentine's Day. I've been meaning to do this for a while, something for the ladies, you know what I'm saying? It's probably gonna be only 3 songs. It's gonna be an EP. I guess I'll give y'all the scoop and tell y'all the name of it. The name I'm thinking of is Since Day Zero, Heartbreak Kid. That's definitely the plan. I'm glad you asked that. I'm glad you asked that. Since Day Zero is gonna be the theme, because all of these is gonna be like more or less since Day Zero, man. Since I was born, you know. So yeah.
Would this be considered like things you believe in? Because like the first track, No Wife. That I actually guess like the way you came in was smooth, bro. Like it was like chill, it was vibe. And then like when your chorus came in, it's like, you know what I'm saying? That I did that vibe. But cause I know you said something like you feel like you don't need a wife and stuff like that. Like, is this like things that you just believe in that you just have on this project? Like,
that was interesting because what happened was I wrote that hook late at night. So I feel like it fit into the theme of late night thoughts, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, we're gonna make that the intro. It seems like everybody really likes No Wife, you know what I'm saying? Not that I do want to get married one day, you know what I'm saying? But right now, I'm really focusing on my music career and stuff like that. And any girl that I talk to, I try to get them to understand that, like, not that I'm gonna put you last or anything like that, but I gotta put myself first and my music career first. You know what I'm saying? The goals and things that I want to achieve, those gotta come first right now. So especially at the moment, like I don't feel like I need no wife. And kudos to everybody that's trying to get married or propose. You know what I'm saying? Things like that, or everybody that's engaged. Kudos to them. If you can find that work-wife balance, if you can do that, hey, kudos to you. I give props to you, especially at a young age like me being 22. Like, if you can do that at 21, 22 and all these ages, like, hey, you amazing, dude. Like, and the woman too, y'all amazing because y'all found that balance. You know what I'm saying? It's so hard for anybody that's trying to achieve something in life to find that work relationship balance. It's a hard thing to do, you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people, women or even a man, if the woman become famous or is so focused on their career, it don't even got to be chasing fame, trying to be a musician or an actor or anything like that. Any career that takes time and effort, it's hard for the other person to understand, like, okay, sometimes they're gonna have to sacrifice time with me to go hard on this dream. But that's when you know you got the one, I feel like, because that person gonna understand. They gonna know, like, hey, they not putting me last. They not just not caring about my feelings or anything like that, but I want them to win just as much as they want to win. So I'm gonna support them instead of being like a person that's like, no, you need to spend time with me, you need to do this, you need to do that.
For sure. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people need to understand that, especially who are in relationships at a very young age, that, you know, it's more important to find your life purpose before, you know, you can just jump in and like really commit to other things that, you know, are more like fundamentals or more like things that you want versus what you need. You feel me? Like, I feel like you need to just figure out your life purpose before you can, you know, continue on. But yeah, I definitely feel you on that one.
I agree, and I do feel like I love that saying, and I believe it's so true that behind every great man is a great woman, or even greater woman, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? It goes both ways for whoever has those sometimes overzealous career goals. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna need somebody great behind you. Mm-hmm. That's why I definitely give kudos to like like my ex, like one thing that really hit with me and her was that like she was going hard at like sharing my music and everything without me even asking. Like, and of course, I just be 100. Like, I shouldn't have to ask. Like, if you really mess with somebody like that, right, you know they got them type of goals. Just like if a woman got her business and you messing with her, you supposed to send her clientele. Your little cousin need her hair done. You know what I'm saying? You gotta send her way. You know what I mean? Like, it's a two-way street, and that's what love is. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely, it's hard to find that balance, but you gotta, you know, you gonna peep a person that's really in your corner and that's not gonna bring them issues to the table, because from the jump they gonna know who you are. They gonna know what you trying to do, especially when you in my position. Like, anybody me gonna know I'm an artist. I act, I do all these things. So sometimes I might not be in whatever city I'm living in at the time. I might not be there for a few weeks, you know what I'm saying? But right, or I gotta be in the studio at night, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, a person gotta be very understanding. So yeah, I feel you on that, man. I know you know.
Just kind of hopping right back in it with Since Day Zero. I realized on the, I believe the third track, Black Lives Matter, is something that you tend to talk about a lot. I feel like it really into who we are as, you know, a whole and everything like that. Like, how did that really come about this time with the track? Like, why did you include that on the project?
Like I said, with the social climate that we were in, and like initially when I dropped the song, I knew I had another song that I dropped, Black in America. So I dropped that song in the midst of all the protests and everything, because the ironic part about that song, I wrote that back in 2016. I never got a chance. Well, I actually recorded it. I recorded it. My homie was on it. My homie Taz B was on the song. I never got a copy of the song because my engineer at the time didn't finish mixing it. Long story short, one of his homies spilled some lean on his computer, and that song was gone. You know what I'm saying? That song, I never even got to hear the finished product of it. So it was always just tucked in my back pocket, really. And then with everything going on, I felt like, I'm not knocking nobody that made a song about it that usually don't rap about that stuff, but it was a trend to talk about George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. It was a trend to talk about of Black America. You know what I'm saying? It was a trend. So I was like, let me wait. I want to wait till Black Friday, because I always just feel like that's a significant day, especially considering we as Black people probably do the most shopping on Black Friday, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just real. But I wanted to wait till Black Friday, and it turned out like this tape ended up getting dropped on Black Friday. And it was, like I said, that this might be the only EP in this series that ends up being a two-man EP, more or less, because he was on every song except for the bonus track, which I threw on there just to have a solo track on there to kind of give people a taste of what I want to drop. But like, it's always just been in me to...
That one was a good one too.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. That's one of my favorites. I had that in the safe for a while too. So it was like, I knew I wanted to wait till things died down, and it was a perfect time to drop it with this tape. He on the second verse of it, and like I said, those were more or less my feelings. Like, I always feel like it's better for me to put my feelings into my music, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could give a speech all day on Instagram and things like that, but I know with my music, it's gonna reach more people in a easier way for them to hear it. Even though I'm kind of aggressive on the track, I feel like I tried to at least put a lot of my aggression and things into the track that I was feeling. But like that track written from scratch, like, after the protests, you know what I'm saying? We was probably still went to a few more protests after that, but it was just how I was feeling at that time, like, especially with like the story of George Floyd. So many people was quick to say like, oh, well, look at what he did in his past. Look at what he did. You know what I'm saying? And I always been a person that I got family members that's in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I know that, like, it's not easy growing up. I got homies dead. I got family members dead. You know what I'm saying? From things involving the streets. So when I know that, I know I never put the blame solely on them. I know they got to take responsibility for their actions, but I also know that the cards was never dealt for us to win. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things I really wanted to stress in that song is like the cards was never dealt for us to win. You know, so it's like when you go to a problem, you got to get to the root. You got to understand like what brought us here. What makes it more likely for us to be flagged down by police and brutalized? You know what I'm saying? What makes it towards that? What makes us not trust the police? What makes us have songs like "Fuck the Police"? You know what I'm saying? Like, what leads to this? So I really wanted to dig into a lot of that and understand that like. And one of my main problems with the educational system in America is that they don't teach enough about true Black history, and a lot of shit is watered down and whitewashed. And I mean whitewashed. A lot of stuff in the history books, especially, is whitewashed. We literally take a whole year learning about world history in high school, and we don't really talk about African history. You know what I'm saying? They kind of push it to Mesopotamian society, a little bit of Egyptian stuff here, but it's not, you never really learn much about our roots as Black people, you know what I'm saying? So I really wanted to take a shot at all of that. And then how I felt, I saw a lot of white people trying to say, oh, the Black people are being racist now. Like, how are we being, that's one of my favorite lines that I ever made, you know what I'm saying? It was very simple, like, it's funny how the same people who created the race system try to act like the world no longer has racism. Like, literally, nobody was calling each other Black and white and all of this stuff until white people try to categorize Black people to make it seem like, oh, the people that are Black, they're less human, they're animals, they're not as smart as us. And all of this was false science, you know what I'm saying? And we learned a lot about that stuff in college and things like that, but I don't feel like they don't touch enough on that, like how, I don't hate nobody, you know what I'm saying? But I know that at the end of the day, the reason why we here is because of a white supremacist society that America was brought up on. And it still is to this day. Ultimately, a lot of those people, I saw an interview actually with a skinhead, and it was probably back in the early 2000s. He was talking about how like the people that was in the KKK robes, they just traded those robes in for police uniforms and things like that, so that, or a suit, so they could become an official, a member of government. You know what I'm saying? So when we really dig into it, it's still so. And also when you look at it, like, you think that a person that was completely racist against Black people, the people that used to stop us from going into their restaurants, you think them people didn't have kids and didn't teach their kids the same BS that they were brought up on? So that was one of the big smacks in the face to me, even though it didn't necessarily happen to me, was just people saying, the world's no longer racist. It's no longer racism going on. That ended back when, in the 1960s, after the Civil Rights Act, like after the Voting Rights Act in 65. Like, no, like we still dealing with this on a daily basis, and a lot of it may be subtle, but we deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So that was a song that was near and dear to me, and I really tried to. Everything that's in that song is just how I was feeling at the moment. I was trying to address almost every situation that I was seeing and try to explain to people, you know, how a lot of Black America feels right now.
Sure. So I noticed that you take not a lot of time, but you always shout out St. Louis in your music, always, like constantly. So can you kind of talk about how where you grew up, how that influences your music?
Right. So I'm from the south side of St. Louis, man. It's every time I talk about St. Louis to somebody that's not familiar with St. Louis, they either gonna ask me where is it, or they gonna be like, oh, that's where Nelly from. You know what I'm saying? So of course I grew up listening to Nelly. looked up to him to a certain extent, but of course I grew up on so many other different artists as well. But being from St. Louis, I looked at it at a young age. Like I knew I wanted to be an artist at a young age, even though I kind of fell off to that tip in middle school a little bit. And really acting became what I wanted to be. I wanted to be an actor in middle school because I went to performing arts school since I was in third grade. From third to 12th grade, I went to performing arts school. So I did everything. I sung, I act, I danced, you know what I'm saying? And in middle school, I kind of fell in love with acting, but I always knew I wanted to be an artist. And I always looked at it like Nelly, the biggest thing from St. Louis. Like, honestly, I probably never have anything to go diamond, but I know I could reopen the door for St. Louis as far as coming in the mainstream. I wanted to be the one that, in my opinion, break generational curses in my family. You know what I'm saying? Because I do feel like my cousin that got killed when he was 14, I feel like he could have been in the NFL right now. And then my other cousin, I got another cousin who was black like 30. Yeah, I think he just turned 30, maybe about to be 31. He just turned 30 for real. So like him too, I feel like if he wasn't so indulged into the streets when he was in high school, like he would have went pro. He would have went to the NFL. So I look at a lot of people that I feel like kind of squandered their gifts more or less, and not to knock them because he doing a great job and he a football coach right now, coaching his son, you know what I'm saying? So he's still doing his thing, but I look at it and always see like, damn, I know he could have made it if he just wasn't on certain BS. And he always tell me that too. Like when I first went to Mizzou, he was telling me like, you know, I'm proud of you. Like you inspire me now. You know what I'm saying? And that's the things that really hit me big was like, I know that I'm trying to do something different. Even my big brother who a year older than me, he in jail right now. He get out in about a year now. So those are the things that really inspired me growing up in St. Louis was like, yeah, I'm from the hood, but at the same time, I want to show the hood that it's more to life. You know what I'm saying? We gotta think differently. We gotta move differently. Yeah, your pops might have been in prison like my pops was. Your brother might be in prison like my brother is. But that don't mean we gotta follow down that same path and make the same mistakes they made. That's one thing I knew since a young age. Like I wanted to I don't want to make the same mistakes my daddy did, especially. That was the first person I looked at like that, with him being in jail. It's like, not necessarily that it was a mistake for him to have multiple baby mamas, but like that was one of the things I was like, I would have had multiple baby mamas to be dealing with all that stuff and be in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to make the same mistakes they made. So that's what I'll definitely try to put into my music too, is like learn from the mistakes of our people that raised us and let's better the hood, you know what I'm saying?
All right, recording. All right, so next question I have for you is MTM More Than Music. That's your label. That's a rap collective. I saw it's like a whole bunch of ads in the bio. So what's that all about?
Right. For me, that's it's a music collective, but more of an artistry collective. I want to turn it to a label one day where I don't just got my homies in it more or less, you know what I'm saying? But my homie Taz B, he had already pretty much came up with the idea of making the label / collective be more than music, you know what I'm saying? When he came up with that, I'm like, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, you know what I'm saying? And he always gave me kudos for having the brains for the industry and to know like what we need to do to drop our music properly and do rollouts and stuff like that, promotion and everything. So he gave me the kudos on that. And then eventually, like, he a person that, like, my freshman year when I first heard him rap on a song with Takeoff, I was like, damn, why this dude not signed? Like, and to this day, I look at it like this dude better than half of the people signed right now. Like, for real, dude cold. He really inspired me. And when he told me, like, bro, you hard, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can do whatever you want to do in this industry for real, you know what I'm saying? Plus, you smart with it, too. So he told me that and gave me that confidence. It really established my confidence enough to where my junior year in high school, I did a talent show. And I can't remember where I was in the talent show, but more or less, everybody came up to me afterwards and was like, boy, they should have ended with you because people couldn't keep up after. And I don't know if it necessarily shocked everybody with my rapping ability because people knew I had rapped, especially like back in middle school. This play I was in my 6th grade year, I was the main character. The play called Smoldering Fires. So the dude in the play rapped, you know what I'm saying? So like people after that, people was asking me to rap, you know what I'm saying? Some people was calling me, teachers was calling me Young Denzel and stuff like that. So that stuff kind of stuck with me. And then, so yeah, like I got a standing ovation, long story short. After I performed, I had the homie Jawad, Vintage Vibes, on the saxophone with me and everything. Because I'm big on soul music. I grew up, like most of us, grew up on soul, church music, you know what I'm saying, ride with my grandma to the bus stop in the morning and stuff. So that stuff has always been a huge influence to me. So had homie on the saxophone, we got a standing ovation, and like seeing everybody in the crowd clapping and screaming, teachers, students, like it showed me like, I bet I ain't got no reason to doubt myself. You know what I'm saying? I can do this. So that's when I really took it serious as far as More Than Music. This the label. Like, we finna go hard. We finna do this. So we already had me, Taz, and Tools. Then, everybody else just kind of fell in line eventually to their position. My homie, DeMario, he got a clothing brand called BP Apparel. He about to come hard with a drop real soon. One of my homies, Leak Working. He do the photos and everything. Bunch of rappers, Suave, Seti, Cocaine. So what I wanted to do when I created that page was like really establish us and make it be known that like, look, we more or less a collective. Like, everybody do their solo thing, but we all gonna support each other. This the team, you know what I'm saying? It's a family thing. So I want us to be making movies, the whole nine. Like, eventually, that's the big goal for it, of course.
I'm glad that you are looking forward to like just even feeling that you have to like give back in a sense. So like, especially like where you come from, I feel like that's something that you should definitely keep in mind, especially as you succeed and do everything great in music. Whatever you give back, I feel like you should definitely give back to your people in general because they're the ones who helped you out in the first place. You feel me? That like really pushed you. So
I know you mentioned earlier that that you personally, as far as like you being More Than Music, you model, you act, stuff like that. So you kind of like go more into depth about what stuff that you're doing right now that kind of symbolizes that you are more than music.
Right. So back in 2019, my auntie, who is like my agent, she hit me up with the opportunity back in 2019, like, because her daughter is actually an actress and a model. She only 10 years old. So she's trying to break her way into the industry as well. So she was like, look, it's a lot of jobs that like I'm seeing that fits you more or less. So would you like these opportunities? I'm like, of course. Like, I always wanted to act, you know what I'm saying? Even if it is, I've had background roles, I've had featured roles, you know what I'm saying? But whatever it is that helps me network and get myself more into the entertainment industry, I do it because I know it's never how small the job is. And I know one of the biggest sayings everybody know is not what you know, it's who you know. So I know this gonna put me in a room to rub elbows with certain people and do different things and network. And I know that it's definitely helped my music. I feel like reach new ears and everything. But so back in May 2019, she hooked me up with my first acting gig. I went out to Knoxville, Tennessee to work on this show called For My Man. I had a feature role. And I was playing the main character's little cousin. I had to help her boyfriend rob the store. So that was like, it was fun. Like, honestly, getting to do like an action type scene, my first time having a professional acting gig. So that was dope. And then I went out to Atlanta that whole summer for real. I got to work. I was in Tyler Perry Studios. I had a lot of background roles. I worked on the show The Oval and Sisters, I think it's called, Tyler Perry Sisters or something like that. That was back in Atlanta in summer 2019. Then I ended up spending a lot of time in Chicago the end of 2019. I was out there. I worked on Shameless. I worked on Chicago PD. Background roles for those mostly. I had a feature role on Chicago PD too, where I was like playing a drug dealer basically. Like, I'm not gonna lie, they typecast me a lot because of my locks, and I guess the way I look like I could be a drug dealer or a gangster, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not mad at it. I understand that like I gotta break through that even, you know what I'm saying? It's just another obstacle for me to break through. And shoes, if I can get a big role being a drug dealer, shoes, I like action movies, so hey, it may work out good for me. So I did all that, and then I in October of 2019, I got a chance to get my first modeling gig, which to this day has probably been my favorite gig so far. It's definitely probably first or between first and third, really, you know what I'm saying? But that, because my first gig is up there with it, just for me in a feature role in one of my first ones. So my aunt hit me up and was like, you know, it's this modeling opportunity in Chicago. You're gonna have to audition, and it's for Jordan brand, Nike Jordan brand. So like, you just gonna have to go back out there, audition, you know what I'm saying? Because I was spending like a week or two out there at a time, come back to St. Louis and chill once I moved back from Columbia. So I was out there, boom, went an audition. I felt like when I auditioned, I felt good. Like, I felt like, hey, I got this. Then about a week later or so, I got a notice saying that I was like in the final picking for the black males, because they need like a certain number of black males, certain number of white, Asian, same with women. So when that happened, it was like, I got this, you know what I'm saying? Then I was out in Columbia with my homies working on some music and stuff back out at Mizzou, and then got the call like, boom, we need you for a fitting on Friday. It happened that one of my homies was heading out to Chicago, so I was like, boom, all right, bet, I'll just ride with him. He going back home for the weekend. Went out there, did all that. So my first professional modeling gig was for Jordan, and like, I kept that on the wraps. I didn't tell nobody for real. So that way, when everything started dropping, the first pictures, what was that? February? No, was that the end of January? It was either the end of January. Nah, it had to be the end of January for real. When the first set of pictures dropped. Whenever them ones came out, them Celtic ones, basically, my olive green ones. Whenever they came out, when that picture dropped, like, I had everybody calling me. Like, my little sister called me. Everybody calling me and texting me like, congratulations. You know, I didn't know you did this. So that was huge. That's what makes it one of my favorites, is that like I knew when I did that job, like everybody was going. Not that I don't really trip off the recognition or anything, but I knew like people was gonna take me even more serious as an actor and a model off of having a big job like that. And it's always good to get the admiration and stuff. It make you feel good, and that's another reason why a lot of people, like my big cousins, my brother, my sisters, like they really tell me now that like, hey, I'm looking up to you, like how you do this, how you do that, you know what I'm saying? So, and then the experience of it, like it was freezing cold. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was my least favorite part about the job, but it paid very well. And then I knew it was gonna get my face a lot of places where people probably be seeing me now and be like, I know him from somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Then they eventually might realize, I saw him on the sneakers app. I saw him on Jordan front page, you know what I'm saying? So for me to be at all those high profile places, like it was dope, because like one of my homies told me like a day or two before that I was on the sneakers app. He was like, bro, you on the sneakers app right now? Like, whoa, send me the picture. I'm like, bet, let me go on the sneakers app, screenshot this so I can post it. Then I was like, I'm gonna wait, because when the shoe dropped, they probably gonna put me on Jordan front page. So when they did that, that's when I posted it and everything. But like I said, the experience was great, because I got like four different outfits, but one of the outfits I did was I was in shorts, and it was like, we was in Chicago, y'all know. It was like 10 degrees outside. I'm telling you, like I was freezing, but the team that I had with me, my makeup people, my hair people, And my wardrobe people were amazing because instantly, like anytime they'd stop and talk to me and be like, the photographer would be like, boom, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. They'd come and wrap me up with a whole bunch of coats and stuff like that, surround me, huddle around me. So it made me kind of feel like a star, you know what I'm saying? Because I was the star. I was one of the stars of that photo shoot, you know what I'm saying? It was only probably 10 of us maybe, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was really cool. Like we all exchanged Instagrams and everything like that. So everything was really cool. So like I said, it was a dope experience. And then from there, I did a few more jobs. Then I got to work All-Star Weekend in Chicago. Yeah, that's like probably my favorite one, really. Because the whole time I was like, All-Star Weekend in Chicago, I'm like, man, I want to go out there. But whole time I was like, man, I'm gonna get a job. I'm gonna get a job. Like I kept saying it, I kept manifesting it. Like I was like, man, I'm gonna get a job out there. Like I'm not even gonna buy no tickets or nothing to get a hotel room or nothing like that. So probably 2 weeks or so before I got contacted, my auntie really got contacted by Adidas, and they wanted me to be a brand ambassador for the weekend to help out at one of their stores doing all the events they was gonna have and everything. So of course I jumped on that opportunity because it's an opportunity to be at All-Star Weekend. You never know who gonna walk into the store, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what events I'm gonna work on at the time, but I knew I was gonna get to do some dope stuff and then I'll be out there. So that weekend in particular, I actually got a chance to be on I went and first and foremost, one of my favorite moments was I went on to what's that show called? The Jump, NBA The Jump. I tried to get into First Take, but man, that line was long for First Take, and I guess like people was there probably hours before to make sure that they got in because it was 2 days in a row. So I just stayed inside of the water tower that whole day. No, I wasn't in the water tower. It's the what's that big thing y'all got this downtown? I'm trying to think. Maybe what? No, it's not the water tower. It's the dang. Yeah. No, it's the or maybe it's not so much downtown. It like sit right on a lake. I'm trying to think of what it is. Oh, Navy Pier. Oh, yeah, Navy Pier. Navy Pier, yeah. So I'm like, so I just chilled in there all day, you know what I'm saying? Went to eat and everything, just walking around the Navy Pier until it was about time for the show to start. So now I jump in line, get ready, you know what I'm saying, to go get into the jump. I made it in. I made it into a good spot. And then, you know, I'm chilling with my Kobe jersey on. I got a Kobe and Gigi skull cap on that had their numbers and wings on it. So they doing one of the commercial breaks. I'm in there with Scottie Pippen. Who was that on that show? Scottie Pippen, Tracy McGrady, my boy. I also had his jersey on hand too in my book bag. And then Rachel Nicholson. So that was real dope to get the chance to be in a room with them and actually meet them, take pictures of them and stuff like that. Of course, every time people got a chance to try to take pictures with them, it was such a long line during the commercial breaks. I was like, I'm not going to do that. But luckily, I was sitting down during one of the commercial breaks, and this dude and one of the directors of the show was like, okay, we need you, come over there. Boom, pick people with Kobe jerseys on. I don't know what I'm about to do, you know what I'm saying? Long story short, Spencer Dinwiddie, who plays for the Nets, he was dropping his little shoe for All-Star Weekend or whatever. So they, hand us boxes with the shoes in it. And like, we gonna have the camera pan on y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all do y'all thing, be all excited, you know what I'm saying? I'm Kobe with my jersey and everything. Got the shoes in my hand. They like, y'all can keep the shoes. So that was dope. And then like, I was already telling everybody like, hey, I'm watch the jump. Like you might see me in the audience, you know what I'm saying? Watch NBA The Jump today. So then one of my homies, he recorded it and was like, hey, that's my boy Lil Derik, he on TV, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that was dope. But I got to work at the Adidas store too as a brand ambassador. One of the events, I can't remember the young lady's name, but she came up like she used to be a store associate. at an Adidas store, and she like, I guess, got to show her ideas to somebody one day higher up in the company, and they signed her as a designer, and she got to design her own shoes. They released the All-Star Weekend. She was from Chicago. She lived in I believe she lived in the Bay Area somewhere, or Oregon, one of those two now. But long story short, she got to do that, invited all her family and friends to the event. That was the first event. The second event was this artist. I can't particularly remember his name either. He did like a shoe workshop and taught people how to paint their shoes and stuff like that. So I was helping coordinate that, put the tables up, help him get everything he needed, help get the list of people that signed up to get in and all that type of stuff. Third day was a basically a TED Talk type like event where a bunch of different designers and things like that came through and talked, got asked questions and things like that. The fourth event was great, and I wish I would have known about it ahead of time, because I would have signed up too. So it ended up being like an Adidas rap event or something like that. But most of the people were like, it's like Young Writers of Chicago or something like that. I forgot the exact that organization.
Young Chicago Authors. Yeah, I used to.
Yeah, that's what it is. Young Chicago Authors. Yeah, so they picked a lot of people from there mainly, and they had a nice little rap battle and everything. Women and men doing their thing, going hard. And I forget the other two judges, but one of the judges was Rhapsody. So I got to meet Rhapsody. That was really dope. You know what I'm saying? For her to, like, I didn't even get to speak to her first. She came up to me like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So, like, that was really dope, because that's one of my favorite female artists, most def. Like, I really love her music. I remember hearing her for the first time for real on that Complexion by Kendrick Lamar. And, like, ever since then, I'm like, okay, she can spit. She cold. You know what I'm saying? So that was real dope. Then on actual All-Star Day, I got the chance to, being an Adidas brand ambassador, they gave me the chance to go out on the court during halftime to be one of the fans on the court when Chance the Rapper performed with Quavo and Lil Wayne. So, like, I got to go into the Bulls practice facility and everything, got to get out on the court. Lil Wayne walked right past me. I could barely see him because he's so short. Like, he probably my height for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that is Lil Wayne right there. Quavo walked past me. Like, Chance was like right here, like this close to me. You know what I'm saying? When they was performing. So him, Quavo, DJ Khaled, they were all like right there. I was like right by the bottom of the stage. So like I said, that was All-Star Weekend. It was an amazing experience. And like I got to my boy 96 from Chicago. He got to take part in that event with me, because I got to bring one person to be my plus one basically. And I was staying with him. So I was like, boom, hey, we at the All-Star game, bro. We be there. We at halftime. We gonna be on the court, you know what I'm saying? Be able to do our thing. And then like we look back, we see Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Chris Paul sitting at the scorers table. I see Drake across. Not Drake. I wish it was him too. But it was J. Cole and Kanye. Y'all know they was sitting by each other. And they was like right across the stage. And like, if I knew they wasn't going to tackle me, because I knew they was going to tackle me if I walked across there. You know what I'm saying? But my mind was like, I need to go talk to J. Cole. And Kanye right there too. I need to talk to him too. Like, let them know, like, hey, bro, I'll rap for you right now. Like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, those two huge inspirations for me. Like, I remember when Kanye, we say we want about Kanye now. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I know everybody deal with things mentally, especially. So I try my best not to dog him or down him. But like, I remember hearing Jesus Walks for the first time, and like that was one of the first songs I can remember really like giving me chills, you know what I'm saying? So Kanye is an amazing artist. So if I would have got the chance to, even if I didn't get the chance to rap for them or for them to hear my music, for them to like meet me, that would have been amazing. But I was like, look, if I walk across there, man, security go tackle me. Like, I ain't gonna make it back, G. I might get locked up tonight, and I ain't trying to, not on All-Star night, not, you know what I'm saying? So it was a great experience, and then to be around so many, like, be in the same room, be in the presence of so many people that I really look up to and I admire, that was amazing. So then, not too long after that, I went back out to Atlanta. I did this show called Fatal Attraction. I'm a featured role on there. Y'all can look it up. I'll send y'all the link because I don't know if y'all watched it, but and if y'all want to like add it to the thing or something. But I definitely, people can look it up. It's Fatal Attraction. The episode is Dangerous Love. I'm trying to think. I know it's like episode 18 or something, but I'm gonna send y'all the link because it was funny that me and my homies, we had just watched it again because one of my homies 2 times, he was like, man, I watched that mug so many times. I know your lines in the show. You know what I'm saying? He was just saying my lines out of nowhere. And then I really clicked in my head. I was like, oh, you talk about that show with this. So my other homies hadn't seen it. So I was like, man, I'm finna send y'all a link. It's on YouTube. Fatal Attraction, Dangerous Love. There's one before the pandemic hit. And then I went back out to Chicago and I worked on Chicago Fire their last season. It was the episode where protesters were taking over the firehouse because they like shut down one firehouse, so we like went to another firehouse and protest, took it over and stuff. Some crazy stuff. It was really fun. I worked on that set for 4 days. It was a feature role where like I was like one of the main people, like creating the world, taking over the firehouse, doing everything. Like I got to see. That was my first time on the Fatal Attraction. That was my first time getting to see somebody get like a bullet wound put on them because in the episode of For My Man that I did, which was my first job, somebody got shot, but we didn't really like put the bullet wound on him or anything. It was just the emphasis, her getting shot, her falling. They had the mat for her to fall on and everything. But with Fatal Attraction, they actually created the bullet wound on the woman, and it was dope. That was dope. And then during the firehouse scene, we got to like see somebody get their fake prosthetic arm cut open, basically the stuffed arm where the blood or gut shot of and stuff. So getting to see all that behind the scenes process is always one of the dopest things. So working on those type of shows, and then all the stars of Chicago Fire, they were really cool. Like a lot of people don't interact with background that much in the extras. But they interacted with all of us. They were really cool. Then the last thing I did right before the pandemic hit, like right after I left Chicago, I went back to Atlanta. And this was like right when everything hit. Like I remember getting back to my hotel room that night, and like Donald Trump, like when I turned it on, it was on CNN. And Donald Trump was on there. All the ports are closed to Europe and everything. Then I turned on basketball. I'm like, man, I'm not trying to hear what Trump's talking about. Let me watch basketball. Snap, the NBA is done. We canceled all these games. So I'm like, oh man, this getting real. I gotta go home after this now. Right. So y'all gave me kudos for it, but like I'm really proud of the stuff and blessed to be able to do the stuff that I've been able to do. Like, my main thing with it is that like these are dreams that I always wanted to act. I always wanted to make music. And even if I never get as big as I dreamt of being, I got to live out my dreams, and I'm living out my dreams. So that's the dopest part about it.
For sure. Do you have anything you would like to just throw out there as far as what to look for next to, you know what I'm saying? Like
I said, I know DMZ should be coming soon. I gave y'all the scoop on that one. You know, just be on the lookout. You can probably see me on your TV screen real soon. Yeah.
For sure. See?
And I'll have you more pleasure. We really appreciate you for coming on here and talking to us.
But I appreciate the opportunity, man. I'm really looking forward to see what else y'all got cooking up. I've been saying y'all doing this for a minute, so I really appreciate y'all having me. And, you know, big shout out to y'all for real for extending the olive branch. And we got this done, man.
For sure.
If you want to throw out your social media, go right ahead.
Bet. So you can follow me on everything: Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, I think that's my name on TikTok too, or whatever. Because I started trying to be a TikToker, man. It's harder than I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? Because TikTok like an app where you can just scroll on. You don't even gotta follow people. You can just be scrolling, and they gonna create a For You page or whatever. But So yeah, everything, all the social media is MTM Lil Derik, MTM LILDRIK. So yeah, y'all can follow me and stay in tune. Like I said, tape dropping for Valentine's Day for sure. Some more for the ladies that I've been wanting to do for a minute. Then 420, another tape will be dropping for all my smokers. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, yeah, stay tuned. I got a lot in store this year. So yeah, you can follow me, like I said, on everything at MTM Lil Derik.
All right, for sure. Well, you guys can follow me on Instagram at Sir Kareem. You can also follow me on Twitter at Sorry Kareem, because you guys are going to be so sorry if you guys didn't listen to Lil Derik's project.
Hey, good looks.
Type shit.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at _NoelWalton_. Also on TikTok. I got into TikTok as well. It is hard to be a TikToker because some people with like 5 followers they get like 100,000, 1 million likes on something. I'm like, wow, okay. But we'll figure out the algorithm at some point.
Yeah. What's your TikTok? I'm gonna follow you right now. It's Noel Walton too.
Yeah, _NoelWalton_.
Bet. Yeah, I got you. Cause yeah, like I'm starting to figure it out a little bit. It's about the hashtags and all of that stuff for real. Because like I've been using the hashtags a little better. And like I only got like 14 followers on there right now, but I got like 200 views on my last 2 videos. So it's all the hashtags for real. Cause it's like I said, it's an app that you can just scroll on. Like people don't even gotta follow you for real to see your stuff. So and then it's just that odd chance that are they gonna like your video enough to actually go ahead and follow you. And it's a little harder than I thought it was.
All right, and then you can also follow the show at _Barbecue on Instagram, Twitter. Links to everything in the bio. So yeah.